Well, hi and welcome back to a boat called Wanda. Well, in the last week I've made a lot of progress on that deck. I feel like that I'm working fairly efficiently. I've got all the materials I need. I've done this a couple of times now, so it's just a matter of working through all the remaining pieces and getting everything done. So I think this update will probably be at a point where I've actually finished the entire deck, or if not finished, at least I've got all the core in and have most of the new laminate on. So let's get up on deck and I'll show you where I'm at. Okay, well this section was done last week, which is great because now finally I can walk up the ladder and have somewhere to tread, because before this used to be a big cutout section like that one there. So I did some preparation to this side piece last week and it's ready to be laminated now. I spent a lot of time on this part, putting in the different fairing compounds and getting that ridge nice and soft and smooth so that it's easier for the glass to go around. Of course, there's the main foredeck section up there that got completed, which is still curing, so I'll leave that for a couple more days. This section here, this toe rail, I finished this last week. So this is all done using epoxy to make it stronger than just normal polyester or vinyl ester resin, because it's basically wrap around this toe rail and provide structure to that. So for this week, I'll work on that other side deck there and maybe get this section laminated and that section laminated. Okay, well so far this side deck is going pretty well. As I thought, it's a lot easier than the other one because I don't have to try and get anything under this cavity here, or there is no cavity. So it's a much more straightforward job. So I've just cut up all the timber to go under the Genoa track, and as opposed to last time, I haven't sort of over drilled or oversized drilled the holes in this. I've left it as is so that I can get screws into this from the other side of the cabin up into the ceiling, and that really pulls this down to the bottom skin. So I'm just about to get some tracing paper out and measure up the pieces of foam that I need to lay here, but I'm just a little bit worried that I might not have enough foam left. So that basically it's what's left of 4.2 square meters of foam, and I've got sort of half a sheet there on the side and then the rest are all offcuts. Now of course there is plenty of offcuts there, and I'm sure that if I scrape together every little piece I could fill this up, but I don't want it to be like a mosaic. I don't want too many small pieces of foam in here because it's just going to make it more uneven. So hopefully there'll be enough good pieces that I can get long lengths going here. Well, I'm just at the stage where I'm marking out all the contours now for this side deck, which was quite a large piece of work. And I thought I'd document this because this is actually the penultimate time I have to do this, because I've got this side deck left and then the other side deck left, and that's it. There's no more laminating. The deck's done, and that's going to be a very strange experience to have a deck that's finished. I won't know what to do with myself. Anyway, so this is why I've been doing it. I've got some laminate here, and this is using the same cloth that I've used for all the decks so far. So this is theoretically how thick laminate I will build up to put down the new deck. So I'll just sit that here on top of the foam and then just sort of measure across to this edge here, which is the sort of edge of the cutout. And you can see this is the void that I've got to fill up with the layers. And as I spread the layers out this way, they build up in depth. So there, and then about there you can see that there's a dip, and then of course this is the last one here which will go into that corner. So it's basically going to be 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 4 piece. And the other thing I do is I've got some pieces of cloth here. I can just try that out. So first piece comes to there, second piece will come to the second dot. That's 2 pieces of 1200. Then I've got a 600 chop strand, which will go up to that dot there. And then the last piece goes all the way to the edge. So that should make up this thickness. Right, and then with these dots, so basically what I'm doing is putting them about 70 millimeters apart, which is about the length of a scissor cut. So when I'm cutting it, I just cut from dot to dot. Anyway, that saves a massive amount of time, and it's a lot easier than trying to use a ruler to draw lines on the contours. So it's just a matter of going through now and finishing this off. And then it's a very painful task, very painful on my hands. I've got a heap of blisters of cutting up the cloth because it's so thick and heavy. So there you can see what I've done already. You can see the dots for the contours that I've made on either side. So I've just got this section to do and we're done on this side. The final thing I need to do in preparation for putting down the laminate is to just take a knife and score this wood. So I'm just sort of doing crosses all the way along. And this will just create additional surface area to get the best bond possible between the vinyl elastic resin and the marine ply timber. So there we go. I end up with these pretty patterns along here. Okay, so I'll put some tracing paper down. I'll mark out all the dots, take the tracing paper down and start cutting up cloth. Probably take me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to cut up all the cloth. These are really big pieces, probably about 3 meters long. And I'm going to put them down one piece at a time. I think it'll probably take about 30, 40 minutes to put down one piece, and that's sort of the drying time of a pot of resin. So yeah, one layer, then fresh resin, second layer, fresh resin, third, fourth, fifth layer. And that'll be this side finito. Right, well I'm really pleased to say that I've actually finished all of the core replacement now, so there's no more core to put down at that deck. It's completely done, which is a massive achievement. It's taken ages, and I think if I was about to start that again now, knowing what I know, I probably wouldn't have done it. But anyway, best part about it is I ordered up 4.8 square meters of core, and that's all that's left after all of that work, just a small box full of offcuts. So really efficient use of that, and not much waste, so I'm really pleased with that, and I'm thrilled that it's over. So core deck replacement, check. So what we're looking at here is a bottle of champagne, a bottle of beer, and a bottle of sparkling water. And the reasons why I've got those drinks there is because it's finally time to do a bit of a test on this foredeck and see how all of this repair work has come up. Now, if it's just as soft and spongy as it was before I started all of this work, I'll take the sparkling water. If there's a marked improvement on the way it was before, but there's still a fair bit of bounce going on, then, I'll take the beer. And finally, if it's a massive improvement and there's absolutely no bounce and it's rock solid, then I'm going to have the champagne. So let's see how it goes. I've taken out all the shoring from the foredeck before that was supporting it. Take the peel ply off. Right, so it's all ready to go. It's just a matter of me doing the walk. Now I am a little bit apprehensive about this. I know that I've done the best job that I can, and ultimately the problem of all that really soft core and that rotten top skin, that's been dealt with. The core's been replaced, it's been replaced well, and the top's been laminated. So that's going to be fine. I know it's going to be fine. I'm just a bit kind of like apprehensive as to whether it's going to meet my expectations. It might not meet my expectations, but anyway, without further ado, Well, cheers. I've got the champagne because that deck is so great. I'm really pleased with the way it's come out. It's really firm and stiff. It's not moving much. I've been jumping all over it, and it's as solid as I could have hoped for. So I'm not only going to have the champagne, I'm actually also going to take the beer afterwards because I'm just really pleased with myself, really chuffed. And anyway, it was only cava, not champagne. So thanks for watching. Next week, hopefully I'll start a new project. I can put this whole deck core replacement behind me and move on to the next part, which is great because this has just been the end of an era, it feels like. All right, I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.